Okay, hello everyone. Today I decided that I'm gonna, in light of my last Wyvern video that I just made, where I showed you what I feel is the best way to collect cards and play with your family and friends without going broke, and a very, very affordable way to do this. I decided I'm gonna show you how I would take Wyvern decks, starter decks, and build a better deck, make it a little better. Now, these two decks that I have here have both been modified by me, which is how I know, because I put the little black mark. That's letting me know that these have already been modified by me. So I'm going to take these two decks, and we're going to build one better deck for Wyvern. And then I can do that a second time and build another deck, and then my friend and I can play a game where we pit these two decks up against each other. It's just a real fun way to play Wyvern. They'll be very good decks. They're not going to be any deck that you're going to take to a tournament, but there are no tournaments. Wyvern died a long time ago. But this will show you one way you can build. I'm not like a fantastic deck builder or anything like that. I wasn't the top player in the game. We played casually in my basement, for years. And now I've recently gotten back into playing by teaching a couple of my friends how to play. So there are some cards here. I'm only going to use cards that are from Premier or Limited. A lot of them are also from Kingdom, but those cards, almost all of them are in the Premier and Limited set. You'll buy if you buy the Limited starter deck box, you can get that on eBay for under 100. You might be able to get it for as little as 60, and probably 70 if you include shipping. It's probably like $10 or something to ship it. You will have 12 starter decks, and you can then take those decks and combine them into 6 really good playable decks. As they are, they're still playable. You can play just as they are in starter decks, but you're going to see as you play, oh, this card really isn't that good. Let's take it out, and you're going to easily make the deck better. So I'm going to pull the cards that are not in Premier or Limited out of here. I won't include those, although most of the cards in these decks do say Kingdom. Those cards are in Premier or Limited. Almost every one. There might be one or two that I get wrong, but in general, the Kingdom cards are the same. You can go to I'll include the link. There's a Wyvern, it's like a database or something. It shows you every card from every set. There's only Premier, Limited, and Kingdom, which are almost all the exact same cards. Kingdom added 50, 60, 70 cards. I don't know if they pulled them from the next set, which was Phoenix. And then after Phoenix came the Chameleon set. All of those cards are listed on that page. I'll try to remember to include a link so you can go to that page and look at all the different cards for Wyvern. It's a really nice thing. So I'm just going to open these up. And now this one right off the bat I thought this was also in Premier or Limited. It's not. So Ryu is out. We will not be including him. And that's just a Super Flyer Scout. I'm surprised he wasn't in the original game, because he's just a basic Super Flyer Scout. He has no other ability. Super Flyers can attack over 2 rows, if you're wondering, which means they can attack any card. It's effectively what that means. All right, so Pan Lung is good. We're going to stick with that. We got Mogre. Amphitheater is good. See, these are all in the Premier or Limited set. So if you buy a starter deck, you will see these dragons. Azidahaka, Dragonelle. Crocodile, no. Crocodile, something's connected here. Okay, Geats is good. Crocodile is from another set, from the Phoenix set. It's just an okay card anyway. It's nothing great. So Gani, yes. Apep, I'm pretty sure is in Limited. Pretty sure. Pretty sure Ilyankus is in Limited. Kokukan should be in Limited. Wyvern, of course, is. Moat should be. Pretty sure Snowdrift. I might check these, but I'm pretty sure we're good with all of these. So Vines, River, swamp, 2 swamps, and coral reef. Now these aren't. These are Phoenix, so we'll pull those out. I'm just going to go through these real quick. We'll pull that one out. Just going to look for the ones that aren't from the Kingdom Premier or Limited set, because you will never see those cards if you just buy the Limited Starter Box. Hope I'm clear on that. That's why I'm doing this. So this is a rare Medea's Spell, so you might not get this in your starter box, but 12 decks, you got a decent shot to get one of them. And just so you know, this affects the base strength. They changed the words in the Kingdom edition of the cards. They updated the words, and it said a dragon of your choice is now 0 base strength for the rest of this battle. That's important to know. Current strength made that card absurd. So like if somebody was attacking with a dragon that had a 10 strength and you just made it 0, that's like, what? It was really nuts. But there are dragons that have a 7 base strength, I think is the biggest dragon in this game, base strength-wise. So Rainbow Archers out, Celestial Charger out. There are some Dragon Slayers. Okay, and I think all these treasures are good. And, oh no, yeah, we're not going to play Price Hike. That is from Phoenix. That will make you run out of gold real quick. Both players have to pay 1 more for every card in their hand. The gold cost goes up, and I'm almost certain that means 0 gold equals 1 gold now. So that's a tough card to play. But if you want to drain your opponent of gold, and you think you can do it without running out of gold, it's a good one. It's a good one to try. But it's from Phoenix. So Dragonfly is from Chameleon, so no for that. We're good with all of these. Just going to go through them. So these are the cards that we will... Whoops, what's that last one over there? Okay, another Wyvern, of course. Got probably 1 Wyvern in every starter deck that I have, because why not? I have like 50 copies of Wyvern, so might as well just use them. It's a good dragon in the basic game anyway. So that is our current dragon lair. We're going to break that down to, we're going to knock that down to 20 cards. And then this deck is going to be 50 cards. You can go smaller. You can go 15 and 35. I think the starter decks are around 15 and 35. I think that's the setup in the deck. They might not all be exactly that, but I'm pretty sure. So there were 50 cards in the deck. Pretty sure that's how the breakdown was. But for the regular game, it's 20 and 50 are the minimums. And there's no reason to make a deck less than that anyway. I mean, you can. I played in the basic tournaments at Gen Con. They were fun, playing 1535 minimum. I think those were the minimums. They were fun. Now this is a rare card, and it is potentially very powerful. All face-up flying dragons are killed. Problem is it costs 4 gold. There's a Dragon Slayer in this game that kills any dragon for 3 gold. So for 1 more gold, you get all face-up flying dragons. Well, if you can kill 2 flying dragons with this, then it's worth it. If not, you're paying too much. 3 gold to slay any dragon is a great Dragon Slayer, but it's expensive. 4 is really expensive. So we'll see if I want to leave that in. I don't mind having a couple rares in this deck. It might be fun to include it anyway. So these are all from Kingdom, and they look, I'm pretty sure these are all from the original set as well. So we'll keep those. And let's see what the treasures. I don't think the treasures have anything. All right, so this is our current build. Not really though. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to break this down by the type of card. So Scouts will go here. 0 dragon. This is a 2 strength dragon, so we'll put him here. We'll put him over here. Here, let me do it like this. There we go. 2 strength dragon, 2 strength flying, 3 strength dragon. We'll just put the 3 over here. 3. Yeah, we'll include the flyers and the non-flyers together. I'm not going to worry about that. 3 strength flyer, so those are all there. 3, 3, 3. See, these were already sorted this way when I put this deck together. So those are 4 strength dragons, and then all of our terrains. We have to decide how many terrains we want to use. So now we don't want to do duplicates. So we've got Mogre and Amphitheater are duplicates. We don't need them. We'll add Pan Lung there. There's a 2 strength dragon, 2 strength. I'll pull out the duplicates later. These are the 3 strength dragons, 4. We don't need the Wyvern already. I already know that's there. And those are our terrains. So we'll put the terrains there. So this is 4 scouts. 4 scouts is really just fine to use in your starter deck. 3 or 4, you could go 5 if you want more scouts. But 4 is probably the right amount. This guy's good dragon, weak, but he can lose a battle without dying, so he'll probably stay in the deck. So we've got 2 copies of Geats. We'll pull Geats out. The best dragons here are these 3. Bait is just a 2 strength dragon. Archers cannot be used by either side in a battle. Archers is a rare card, so it's probably not going to come up. You might get 1 or 2 in your starter deck box. It's possible. In which case your opponent might want to have Bait, but it's just a 2 strength dragon. But it only costs 2, whereas Azidahaka is a 2 strength dragon with no abilities, so no different than Bait really, except he's flying. So he's good. Flying matters because you can sit in the back row and attack with it, and they can only attack it with a flyer themselves. So Ozzy is good. This was actually in the championship deck from the first year. This card was in his deck. I was a little surprised to see that. I'm like, oh, I misvalued this card. I didn't think it was worth bothering with. But when I saw it in his deck, I'm like, oh, I guess I'm wrong. So Geats is really good because he can take out a treasure if he wins a battle. And if Dragonel wins a battle, you get a card. So these are good. You have to win. You have to win the battle, but I mean, that's why you are playing, to try to win battles. So those are probably staying. Super Flyer is good, so we will consider him. Ilyankis is good. We probably don't need Apep. He is a 3 strength dragon for 3, but no abilities. The Subterranean probably won't matter. We're probably going to put him gone. I'm going to assume we're not going to keep him. This guy, Gani, where Geats will destroy the treasures, Gani will protect your treasures. So probably going to keep him. Lotan is both good and bad. No one can play battle action cards. So if I attack their 3 strength dragon or 2 strength dragon, and anything that's equal or less than Lotan, I'm just going to win the battle. But if they attack Lotan with a 3 strength dragon or better, they're gonna lose the battle. I'm gonna lose the battle because we can't play battle action cards. So he's both good and bad. And this is our extra Kokukan, so we'll throw him to the side. We have an extra Ilyankis. So I'm going to let Lotan go. It is interesting, but I'm not going to bother with him. Bride Serpent, we are absolutely keeping Bride Serpent. Loser must discard a card at random. He's in. Chen Lung is, when it's face up, you can't be forced to discard cards from your hand. In the basic game, you might run into some discards, but probably not. So we're not going to bother with Chen. This is a good card, though. Vitra's good. Flying dragons lose 2 strength for the rest of the battle he's a part of. So he goes after flyers and weakens them. So we're going to put Apep to the side, too. We're going to assume we don't need these dragons. We'll see how many we have at the end here. Absolutely keeping both of these guys. These are your big flyers. They cost money. You got to pay 4 for Wyvern, and you got to pay 5 for Celestial. But these are the guys. I won a game with just Celestial. The guy couldn't kill it. He tried to slay it. He got into a battle where he was winning, and I had a card that ended up beating him. And I won. I knocked out all 6 of his positions. Well, Scouts got some terrains too, but Celestial, he never killed him. Very hard dragon to kill. Big dragons are very hard to kill in the basic game. You can kill them, but it's hard because you have to, as the attacker, you have to be equal or bigger than my dragon. Your dragon has to be equal or bigger. And when I attack, my dragon, I win ties. Attacker wins ties. So the big dragons in the basic game are what you really, really want. The problem is if you have too many of them in your deck, you're going to go broke if your opponent keeps attacking your face-down card and it's a big dragon. So you have to be careful how you do that. Now, of the terrains, you can have 4 copies of any terrain in your deck. So everything we have here, moat, vines, river, swamp, clouds, abbey, mountains, Okay, so they're almost all different. We have 2 swamps. So let's see how many dragons I currently have here. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. We could do 15 dragons and 5 terrains. I'm going to knock that down to 14. Let's pick one dragon here that we want to take out. I might have to take out Ozzy. I could take out Ozzy. I could take out Lindworm, because even though he's good in that he can survive, it's not that big of a deal in the basic game. I might not need him, and I really want to keep Ozzy Dahaka because a 2-strength flyer for 2 is a good rate. Mogre is expensive, but he can be good. He's a scout, but it is possible I could take him out. But I'm going to go ahead and take out, I don't need the super flyer. I'm going to keep Lindworm. And unless I want to take out one more dragon and go to 7 terrains, which I might do. All right, so we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. And I want to get down to 6, right? 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. So I'm going to get down to 6 or 7. Moat does not affect flying dragons. So if a flying dragon hits it, nothing's going to happen. In the rules of the game, if a non-flying dragon hits this, it's destroyed, even though the dragon isn't a scout. And I don't like that rule, so I just said it gets swapped out. But if you play the original rules, a non-flying dragon, even if it's not a scout, would destroy this terrain. So I don't think we're going to go with that. Snowdrift is good because your opponent now has to pay to attack with that dragon. So that's a maybe. Vines, no battle action cards can be played in a battle this dragon is a part of, but it only affects flying dragons. And I can't play battle actions either. So it's kind of a limiting card, and it's more of a constructed thing that you can use in a certain way. So I'm going to let that go. Basic River is probably in. Basic Swamps are probably in. Don't need 2. We'll just go with 1. We don't need multiples of any of these terrains. There's no reason for multiples. Coral Reef, sure, maybe. Abbey is pretty good. They can't survive a lost battle, so they can't use Golden Apple and Fountains of Youth, which normally are in decks like this, but I don't think I saw any in this deck. Maybe I did, I think I did. I think there were some Golden Apples. So that's a maybe. Mountain is very good. You only get 1 gold, so you get 2 gold if your opponent's dragon hits this terrain and they suffer a -1 strength. You only get 1 gold, but they suffer a -2 strength. So it really weakens the dragon. Same with Cliff. And then Pit is great. It'll kill those 3-strength dragons or less, but a 4-strength dragon or a 5-strength dragon will destroy it. In my game, it would just swap out. So I don't think I'm going to do it. I think we're going to let that go. We're just going to go with the basic terrains. What am I down to? 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. All right, so I'm going to let go of Snowdrift because Snowdrift, they can just swap out. They're like, well, I'm not going to pay a gold, so I'll just swap out. And this can be a very good terrain, though. But we just want to do the basic standard deck, and we want to make it very functional. So I'm also going to let go of, you know what? I'm going to keep Abbey. I think that might be fun. Besides, you get 2 gold, so that's worth it. We'll just let go of a river. It doesn't matter. River, swamp, those don't even really matter in the constructed game all that much. They were only used for native terrain dragons. So 4, 5, 6. That is our deck as of right now. I might at some point change it. Now we have to go through this. And I will work on that in a little bit, but for you it'll be immediate. Okay, so I'm going to set the dragon lair off to the side over here, and I'll leave it, well, yeah, that way you can see it. And we'll see how we can break this down. So once again, I'm going to do the same thing. These are strength modifiers. Battle actions with strength modifiers are all going to go in one pile, and then we'll see how many we want to use. Battle actions, there's those golden apples that keep your guys alive. Don't know if I want to play them in the basic game because it prolongs the game when you play cards like this. So if both players are doing it, fine. Otherwise, it can be annoying. Same with Knight. You just cancel the battle. So you're prolonging the game. I've even I want to try next time I play with my friends to start the game with just 4 battle positions, 2 in the front and 2 in the back, where Wyvern you start with 6. I think it'll make for a quicker game, might be more enjoyable if it's not as, of course you'd have to, if it's, it might be more enjoyable because it'll be quicker, but you'd have to also lower the starting goal. The starting goal is 25. We'd have to probably go down to 20 with only 4 battle positions, I think. So here are all the battle action cards, and these are all good. Okay, now there's your battle action cards. Here are action cards that are played in your first or second action phase. Most are played in the first action phase. This is a card you can often play in your second action phase, right at the end of your opponent's turn. You can make everybody discard and draw 5, and then your turn begins and you draw a card, so you have 6, where your opponent only has 5. Where Marduk is always played in the first action phase. There's no reason to play this in the second action phase. The battle phase is already passed. So this will only be played in the first. This can be played in either. You could do this in the first action phase because you're about to go into battle and you don't have a good hand. So there are reasons. So Heatwave probably won't make it. I'm just going to set that to the side for the moment. Martha Bethany, maybe. We'll hold on to High Winds. Village, maybe. Poisonous Air. These are all a bunch of maybes. So I'm not going to worry about it right now. So there's our action cards. Now we've got reaction cards. So armor is excellent. You want armor. You want Marina to stop their Dragon Slayers because in a basic game they're going to have them. If we use Gold Thief and Treasure Thief, we will keep this. Again, I'm going to cater this to where we're both playing Gold Thieves and Treasure Thieves, so we'll both have a Catch a Thief to make it more fun. If we are not doing that, we won't bother with it. We'll just throw it to the side. So those are some reaction cards, and here's some Dragon Slayers. We've got several of those, and then we've got treasures, and those are all good. And then more more reactions. Then there are 2 action cards. We'll put them over here. Battle action cards, put there. Action, we're not going to play Perendi's Tree. This card is too expensive for what it does. I'm not even sure what they were thinking when they made this. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe there's something about this card that I don't understand, but we never found it to be very effective when we played it. So I don't recommend it. So these are good battle action cards. Action, there's the Treasure Thief I was talking about with Catch a Thief. So when you make your own starter deck, when you combine decks, you do what you want. If you want to put Treasure Thieves and Gold Thieves in, and you don't want to Catch a Thief, that's fine. It's totally up to you. I just like when it's there for both of us and we know it, and we're going into the game like, do I risk this? All right, we're probably going to play Medea's Spell because it's nice to have one of these power cards. It doesn't end the game, but lowering a dragon's base strength to 0 usually puts you in a tough spot to win the battle, especially if your opponent's dragon is like at a 4, and you were, let's say you were at a 4 or a 3, and now you're 0. That's a lot to make up. So it's hard to beat that dragon at that point. So there's the other Dragon Slayers from the other deck, and there's our treasures. All right, so let's start with the strength modifiers. We've got Fire Breathing. There's 3 Dwarven Armies. Firebolt. Whoops, I'm sorry. You can get it in the camera. So we don't need any more Fire Breathing or Dwarven Armies. No more than 3. We probably won't even use 3. We'll see. A couple Magical Swords. There's another Firebolt. So there's 3 Firebolts. Fireball is very expensive, but 1 is fine in a deck like this. I wouldn't do more than 2. 2 is the most I would even consider. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. Oh, and there's a second Fireball. We're only going to play 1 Fireball, so we're going to put that on the side. Here, we're going to move this so you can see where we're pitching the stuff we're not going to use. All right. Let me count that again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. 12 is a lot, but it's good. It's to fight with. So for now, we'll just leave it at 12, and we'll see how that goes. Battle action cards, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21. That's a ton. So we're going to build a 50-card deck. So there's a lot of things that we probably want to take out here. So I'm going to go with the shorter game. We're going to remove the golden apples and the knights and any fountains of youth. So we'll put those over there. Battle chaos maybe. We'll put there's some more knights and golden apples. We'll drop those. Hailstorm is can be a good card, can be a dead card in your hand. If your opponent's not fighting with a flying dragon, it's not going to do anything. Sacrifice is good. You can get some gold, steal some gold from your opponent if he beats you in a battle. So at least you get something. And then we don't need more than 2 possession spells, and we don't need more than 2 helps. I've already got those, so I got 1 possession. All right, we'll temporarily go to 2. So let me just look at this now. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Oh, and I already have possession. I already have 2 possession. All right, 10. We're down to 10, so that's good for now. Like I said, we got to get to 50. We have a ton of actions here. So we're going to let go of Village. Village can be good. It will remove the terrain if your dragon's on a terrain. So maybe we'll consider holding on to 1. This is to drain gold. We're not going to worry about that, so we'll let that go. Treasure Thief, maybe we'll play 1. Marduk, we might play up to 2. I don't want more than 2. It can be a really good card. I don't mind. I like having 1 crystal ball. Maybe 1 gold find. Maybe 1 gold thief. But you know what? Yeah, we'll leave it at that. We'll let go of the Heat Wave because Heat Wave is a weaker card. Can be good at times, but it's usually just not worth it. Martha Bethany, maybe 1. Sadami, maybe 1. We don't need the Marduks. We'll go with maybe 2 Meteor Showers. There's no reason to do more than 2. You can end up running out of cards if you go too many, even at a 50-card deck. But I do run 4 in a lot of my constructed decks, but I don't need more than 2. High Winds is a potential, might be a fun card to have in our decks. We don't need more than 1 village. We don't need the Poisonous Air. Stopping their scouts from attacking for a turn can be effective, but we don't need it. We're just going to let that go. So another village, another treasure thief, and gold thief, and gold find. So as of right now, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. All right. And again, I can come back and decide, you know what, let's go ahead and play another gold find and another gold thief, because they do get you gold, and that is important. But gold find also gives your opponent 2 gold, but that's not a big deal. But you certainly don't want to play this card if your opponent's down to like 2 gold or 3 gold, and you're at like 6 or 7. You don't want to give him more gold at that point. So there are times when you just don't want to play that card. All right, with reactions, on a starter deck, I would go with 2 Marinas. We have 2 Marinas, that's good. 3 Armors is good, and Catch a Thief is good if we both agree that we're going to play it. Normally, if I play a starter deck, I probably would just keep it on the side, like if there was a tournament you were doing. And you can have a sideboard. You can have a 15-card sideboard. As a matter of fact, you can have, when you build decks at Gen Con, all the cards that you didn't use were your sideboard. So it's very cool. So we'll see. We'll see about that. Then we have Dragon Slayers. So we've got a lot of Dragon Slayers. So we're going to have to get rid of some. So there's all of them. We don't need a second Cadmus because, again, most of the dragons in this game are not flyers. I don't need more than 1 Dragon Slayer to destroy my opponent's treasure. I could go with 2. It is possible. I could go with 2 Dragon Slayers to slay scouts. For now, I'm just going to go with 1. I really like Sir Lancelot, but we have 2, and that's enough. I don't think we need more than that. And we'll go with 2 Sigurds for the moment. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 Dragon Slayers is a good, healthy amount of Dragon Slayers to go after our opponent's dragons with. Pearl is a great card for the basic game, automatically in the game. Gold is good. It can help you get gold, so maybe. Maiden in Distress is good. It stops, they can't slay the dragons in this row, so you don't have to worry about them, so maybe. Jules is good, but it's expensive, and in the basic game, you will run out of gold if you use too many expensive cards, so I'm going to let that one go for now. Pick a Treasure can be very good. I'm going to consider it. Being able to steal your opponent's treasure is fun. This is a 2 gold as well, but it's really powerful. If you get 2 dragons fighting and they only have one, it's very hard for them to beat you. So it's worth playing one maybe. We don't need two of these cards. We could do two. Like if our opponent plays, if you're going to play like a best of three, and in game one your opponent uses like 4 Dragon Slayers, I would definitely add this to the deck. If you're doing sideboards, you can build sideboards, and it's a lot of fun. Treasure Room is fine, but you have to lose the battle. And since I'm getting rid of my golden apples to keep my guys alive, I mean, I'm going to die, and I don't want to die, so I'm not going to worry about that, even though it does get you a gold. Possibly we'll go with 2 pearls. It is a really good card. 4 or 5. That gives us 6 treasures. That's plenty. There's only 4 treasure positions in the game, so the most you can use in the game is 4. You have 6, so that's fine. You're not going to draw all 6. So that is currently our deck. Let's see where we're at. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, and this was 10, I believe. 6, 7, 8, 9, 20, 22, 23, 4, 5, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 132, 33, 34, 35, 36, 37, 38, 39, 40. We're going a little over. 2, 43, 44, 45, 46, 47, 48, 49, 50, 152, 53. So we need to lose 3 cards. I don't need to do a duplicate of Pearl. It's a good card, but it only works if you win battles. 1 is good. So that gets us down to 52. I'm going to keep the oh yeah, I know what I'll do. You know what? Maybe I will just let go of the thieving. Nah, thieving is fun. Catching the gold thief is kind of fun. Don't really need it though. So maybe I'll just let that go. I've got I could let go of one of these. I'll play the gold find and the gold thief, but I'm not going to worry about catching their thief. I'm just going to let's say, and you can do that. You can say, you know, maybe I'm playing Catch a Thief, maybe I'm not. Your opponent doesn't have to know. So there's our 50 card deck, and there is our 20 card deck. And let's go over it real quick here. So we've got 14 dragons and 6 terrains. We've got Lindworm, which I could change for one of the other dragons. Azidahaka, very, very nice dragon. It's small. Small dragons have a harder time winning battles, but not if they're fighting other small dragons, and there's lots of small dragons in this game. So Geats is good, another flyer. Dragonel's good. All scouts are good. Scouts destroy terrains. Scouts, when they hit your opponent's dragons, they got to pay the gold, so they work as a gold drain on your opponent too. Any dragon does, though, in that sense. And then our big guys that we hopefully will win battles with, and these guys are also really good. Vitra, Bride Serpent, Gani, and Ilyankis. If I was going to take one out, I would take out Ilyankis because the odds are that ability won't come up, but then again, it might. We have ways to get help, so maybe it's worth keeping. So then we have a desert, a cliff, a coral reef, a mountains plural, an abbey, which might be worth it, but maybe not. And if they're not playing Golden Apples or Fountains of Youth, there's no reason to put this in. I mean, yeah, it does stop this guy. He can't survive that lost battle that it says he can. This says no, you can't. No, you cannot survive. And then a swamp. All right, so our strength modifiers are now 2 fire breathing, 3 dwarven armies, 3 fire bolts. That's an expense. That's expensive. Maybe I should knock that down to 2 and bring in the other fire breathing. I'll do that because that's too much gold. You're going to run out of gold. 2 magical swords. I should put those in front since they only cost 1 gold. This is the really good rate. Plus 2 for 1 gold. 2 for 1 is better than 3 for 2. It's just a better rate. So you're less likely to run out of gold. And while this is expensive, it is plus 4. So we're going to risk playing 1 and hope we don't run out of gold. This is expensive, but it's a very powerful card. Hailstorm is fine. It's you don't want too many of these in your deck because unless you know your opponent is playing flyers, then you can run 4 of them. Help is always a good card. That's why I'm running 2. I could run 3 or 4 if I really want to focus on helping. These are only good if there is a face-up dragon to use. Now, your card from Limited will not have all of this wording. They added words to help explain it. Basically, you possess the face-up dragon that's not in the battle, and you add that dragon strength to your dragon, but the possessed dragon strength is now 0, meaning you can't possess it again. You can't play 2, and your opponent can't possess it. So I can possess any face-up dragon on the table as long as it's not in the battle. And if my opponent has a possession spell, they can too, but it can only be possessed once. That's what all this extra wording is for. Your limited card will say less than this. It just says what it does. It possesses the dragon. And you add the strength to your dragon. It is not in the battle. The possessed dragon is not in the battle. You're somehow like stealing its soul for the moment or something. It's kind of neat. Battle Chaos is optional. It's risky. Maybe we take that out and we put in our Catch a Thief. We don't need Battle Chaos. So you know what? I'll put in the Catch a Thief. Battle Chaos is a risky card, but it's fun. And if you just want to play for fun, it's really good if you've got more dragons. Then they probably can't beat you. Did I play? Wait a second. Am I playing 2 Hailstorms? Yeah, I only want 1 Hailstorm. Battle Chaos is back in. No, you know what? Yeah, no, Battle Chaos is back in. We'll go ahead and go with it. All right, 2 sacrifices. Don't need more than that. It's just another way to help get some gold back. 1 village is good, although this could sit in your hand and do nothing. 1 treasure thief is good because they're probably going to play treasures. 2 Marduks, 1 crystal ball, 1 gold find, 1 gold thief, 2 meteor showers, 1 Martha Bethany to help protect against those dragon slayers. Perfectly good card to play. 1 Tsunami, which can be good if you can turn up 1 or 2 dragons. You draw 1 or 2 cards. It's fine. You have to pay for the dragons, but it's fine. And then of course this is another risky card, but I'll try it. And then we've got especially if I can take out 2 dragons, it's totally worth it. That's a huge kill. Marina is absolutely necessary. You could go with 3. Do I have 3 armors? Yeah, I'm going with 3 armors. I want to stop their strength modifiers, and they're going to play armor against me. So it's the same thing. So Dragon Slayers, we've got 1 for the scouts or the 0 strength dragons, and these guys attack the current strength, not the base strength. So if the terrain is on the dragon and it's a 3 strength dragon, but they've got a terrain on them that makes them a 2, Sigurd can now slay them. So that's good. Lancelot, a couple of those. Then that again, 3 or less though. So 4 or more are basically immune unless they're flyers. Cadmus will get them. That's why you want at least 1 Cadmus in your deck, but not more than 2. And probably they're going to run treasures. So 1 is good. You could run 2 St. George. Then we've got our Magic Potion, our Pick a Treasure, our Maiden in Distress, our Gold Treasure, and our Pearl. So that is my slightly constructed basic deck that you can easily build if you buy the starter box, the limited starter box on eBay. Like I said, there's one in there for as low as $60 right now. There's one that's like 90. I think there's even some that are over 100. But you're getting 12 decks. It's a very, very good deal. It is worth it because if you end up paying $120 with tax and shipping, you've spent $10 per deck. Individually, those decks are going to go $15 to $25 on eBay. Usually, that's what they'll go for. So buy 12, buy the box, make a one-time investment. You'll never need to buy any more Wyvern cards ever again, unless you want to, obviously, and you're set. So I hope you enjoyed this little Wyvern build a deck, and just leave comments if you got any questions about the game. I'm always available to talk Wyvern. I'll try my best to answer any rule questions you have. And check out my Wyvern deck text. I got a lot of Wyvern decks, constructed decks, on my page, on my channel. A lot of videos that I made for it. All kinds of neat, fun decks that you can build. If you have a good enough collection, you can really build some really cool decks. All right. Talk to y'all later. Bye-bye.